Hello there, Gia.
Good evening, Keisha. Happy almost Christmas time to everybody.
Yes, happy almost Christmas time to you too, Gia. And
Getting very Christmassy feeling.
are you?
Yeah, I mean, jeez, parties and
Yeah, I guess you did go to a
yeah.
gathering tonight, didn't you? I guess that would
I
help
went to
get you in the
two
spirit.
gatherings. I went to a
Two?
gathering. Yes.
Okay, okay, easy.
Yeah.
That's not very Christmassy.
Well, you know what? It tracks because I feel like a lot of General Hospital characters are being like they're sort of celebrating a nastiness of spirit right now.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay, we
That,
can use
yeah.
that as our in. But before we start, I just wanted to explain why we're here. Do we
Like
have
in a sort of
yeah.
metaphysical way, like
Philosophical,
why
yeah.
are we
Why
here?
are we here? Um,
Mm.
well, we're here to bring joy.
Well, I feel like maybe this is something we could just let AI handle, you know.
Okay.
Why are we here?
uh, we just figured that because Gia, your gig was canceled due to cold weather. So
Extreme cold.
I wish you wouldn't say extreme, Gia, because I'm not sure that that is really an appropriate
It
word.
was in the 50s today.
Okay. I guess that's
Oh,
you're calling that extreme for Florida.
I had to put socks on.
That's a slap in the face. Okay, so anyway, we figured we could sneak in a discussion about Friday's episode. It's Saturday, isn't it? So we're going to talk about Friday. Then next week, Gia will be off, doing Christmassy things with family, and then we'll get caught up at the end of next week, I guess, right?
Yeah. Although you should feel free if you want to pull in a guest speaker or something, you know.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, I guess, to learn that there's not a lot of people lining up to fill
Don't
your
want to.
seat there.
Your friend Adam has been our victim a couple times, but
Yeah, I don't know if
he
he'd
might be
take my
busy.
calls at this point.
Yeah. I'm no longer taking your calls.
That would be fun. I don't know if
Um,
he would have much to say about General Hospital, but maybe
no,
other
probably
stuff.
not. But yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, all right,
Anyway, we
Gia.
did both watch Friday. You watched it more recently.
I did. I
Um,
just finished it. And like you said, Gia, there was a lot of sort of, I don't know, negative bitterness brought into these holiday gatherings.
yeah, and I guess I'm thinking specifically of I felt like at the Curtis Portia household
Uh huh.
we were celebrating I don't know if you call them negative emotions, but not qualities or emotions that I associate with like Christmas
Yeah.
time, the time
Yeah.
of giving. It was more like a um, I felt like Curtis and Portia were both kind of like patting each other on the back for Curtis's recent acquisition of Aurora.
Or yeah, a little bit. And I was a little surprised when he sort of told everybody that, he'd been double crossed. That seemed like, not quite the time or the place. I didn't
Right, that's
think.
what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Portia was a little bit like, "Yeah, you got yours," and kind of a little. So it all felt a little weird and
That sounded
creepy or
just
something.
like
Yeah.
you.
So I thought that was a little bit of a weird Christmas gathering
It was. I mean, I
vibe.
thought,
The vibe was
yeah,
weird.
yeah. Curtis redeemed himself a bit when he talked, but I guess this was just with Portia, right? About how he regretted having lost a friend,
Yeah,
and
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
but
but you had brought up the other day about you weren't sure about whether you liked the direction this was taking Curtis's character.
yeah,
Um,
I didn't really because I used to think of him as just a cool, decent kind of guy.
yeah, yeah,
But maybe he'd never been sort of tested this way, so I
yeah.
guess
It's sort of showing, it's like highlighting the darkness of his spirit here.
Yeah, but then
Not that he shouldn't have done what he did, though. I'm not saying that.
right, true, and definitely. I mean, we love anybody who sort of sticks it to Drew at this point.
Right now, we
Uh,
really do, but I see headlines where that actor is claiming that he thinks Drew and Willow are going to be the next like super couple on the
oh,
show.
barf! No way, no
I know, I
way.
find that hard to swallow. I was like, really? Do you really believe that? Is that why you're like feeling okay with this slimy portrayal?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's
I
unacceptable.
mean, he has no control over it. He's just reading lines or whatever, but
Yeah,
Jesus, he's doing a good job of being a lecherous bastard.
yeah,
Uh,
he is. Yeah. Um, just one more note about Curtis's sort of character development or evolution. I'm afraid like when you become that sort of ruthless businessman type, you sort of run the risk of just becoming that ruthless businessman type. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
yeah,
a sort of
yeah,
another one-dimensional type of character. You know?
right.
So
Yeah, unless you turn into Eddie Main at other times and they're allowed
yeah,
to
maybe if he gets
explore.
bonked on the head, perhaps
Yeah,
he could become a multifaceted character. Yeah.
right, right.
Hmm.
But
So
that's
yeah,
kind of how they played Ned for so long, and that was it was very one dimensional. It was just like gets a
yeah,
little tiresome.
it does because I don't think many of us can relate to that sort of a character or that world. You know, like where you think
It's pretty cutthroat in this
in
weed
your bar
whacking.
gig. Oh, the weed whacking, sure,
Yeah, I mean you could
whacking's right in the
literally cut
name
each other's throats
with fish line.
with those string trimmers, you know. Although my elbow's so bad, I don't know if I could raise my trimmer up to anybody's throat, but I could really whack the crap out of their ankles, couldn't I?
Wow. Um,
Speaking
uh,
of a darkness,
uh,
I was just thinking of the sort
maybe
of
we should just wrap this up.
weaponizing. If I needed to weaponize my tool, you know,
Hmm.
it would be
Hmm.
easy to do. Those things are painful.
Has there ever been a murder by weed whacker?
I bet there has on some
And
one of
I bet
these
in Florida,
ridiculous
Florida does
show.
seem like the state where that would happen.
Some of these like murder cop show mystery shows, even like there's one that's on PBS called Midsummer Murders. Do you ever
Yeah,
watch that
yeah.
one?
Uh-huh. Yep.
They seem to like just get giddy over like how like ridiculously gory their weird little deaths can be, you know,
Huh.
like
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah.
haven't noticed that? Like they'll have people being impaled or going through
Uh-huh.
sawmills or whatever. You know, it's like,
Oh,
are you?
yeah.
And otherwise, it's like this sort of what do you call them? A tea cozy mystery or
A
something like
cozy. Yeah, yeah,
cozy.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't watched the second season. I watched the first season, which I liked, but that was a while ago, and I don't quite remember the deaths.
Oh my God, I
Um,
think the show's been on for like 20
has it
years
been
or something.
what? Oh no, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of like the Magpie Murders.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
different.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. That's very
Midsummer
different. Yeah,
Murders.
okay. Yeah, that has been on a long time. Okay, and I haven't really watched that one. Gotcha.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah.
the deaths are very macabre, you know, and
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I always one thing I that seems rare on a murder mystery, and this is a bit of a tangent, but but you knew what you were getting into when you tuned us in. So, but still sorry.
what?
With our listeners if they're
Oh yeah, yeah.
complaining.
I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, why are you yelling at me?
Let's try to get through one podcast without
Without
fighting
yelling
Gia.
at each other. Yeah.
But so many murder mysteries, like they treat the body either as an afterthought or like it's no longer a person, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Rizzoli and Isles, she has a respect for the human
Yeah,
body.
I like when I
Mr.
see
Isles.
that and like Cold Case. I remember. Do you remember that show,
Oh
Cold
yeah,
Case?
yeah,
They
yeah.
did a pretty good job of like really
Yeah.
filling out the world of the victim, which
But
I
all the
like.
CSI stuff and all that, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that exactly, exactly. It
Yeah.
just seems like they're sort of exploiting the body
Yeah.
and the death. So yeah. Anyway,
Speaking
Back
of
to
tangents, sorry,
okay.
can I go on a tangent about tangents? Just
Yeah, and then I would like to circle back to your elbow. So go ahead.
okay. So I know you worked. You're always working, and I know you probably haven't had a chance to catch up on the Table at the Tano Facebook page.
No, I really haven't. I haven't been on Facebook much
Okay.
at all in a while.
Well, one of our lovely listeners, I posted an equestrian video.
What? That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, I did. I know you're not watching, so what are you gonna do? Like, But anyway, it was just an example, I thought, of what I felt like should be going on at the Quartermain stables. And one of our
Uh,
lovely listeners so supported me. I was like, that is fantastic. And she said it
uh,
more succinctly than I did about the mixing of the Western and the English.
oh my God. I feel like you're being played, Gia.
No,
No.
no, I felt loved. I felt supported. I felt
Validated.
validated. Yeah. I
Who
felt like
is this person?
I was being seen, and I just was like, and then she apologized for going on a tangent, and I was like, no, you go, girl,
Oh God. Well,
Anyway,
that's what I'm very happy
yeah,
for you, Gia. Very,
yeah,
very happy for you. And
yeah.
thank you to our listener for reaching out and helping
Yeah,
Gia,
we had some nice comments.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Comet. We haven't seen Comet in a while.
Right, right.
Um,
Yep.
it
Okay.
was the sweetest video I saw recently of a mule doing a dressage routine, which
Okay, yeah.
you don't see that, and
Uh-huh.
it was that also was very validating for mules.
I don't know what's happening here, or how to comment.
Okay, anyway, what did you want to say about my elbow? And then we should probably talk about General Hospital.
Okay. Did you hurt your elbow, or is this like a sort of like doing the same movement over and over again? Is it one of those like
It's just work related. Yeah, I'm gonna sue the company shortly, except it's my company. So
Okay. So is there any
it's
way
just
to
repetitive movement. I wear a
uh-huh.
brace and I try to stop and bend it all the time and everything, but I
Uh,
think I'm just too old to endure
uh,
this.
oh, I'm sorry,
But
Gia.
I feel like, well, how much do I do with this arm? You know,
Is
like
it your right or your left?
it's my left.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So, and I've tried different, I think sometimes like maybe I need a lady trimmer.
Um, are we still talking about weed whacking?
When I
Or
said it, I thought, I know. 'Cause then I thought, well, maybe it's just the weight or the whatever, but I really kind of I need a serious, I'm not just in my own backyard every week,
this all still sounds like some sort of a euphemism for
I
like
I know, sorry.
bikini shaving, whatever.
That is
Um,
so not what's happening. But anyway, I'll be all right. I'm all right.
okay. Well, I hope so. Gosh, sorry you've been suffering with that.
Oh, it's nothing. It's I feel like a nice kinship with everybody else wearing the bright yellow shirts out in the work world with
Yeah.
bandages and injuries and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Okay. You're just out there doing honest labor, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you're salt of the earth.
Apologies to my parents for paying for that degree.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I did have
it,
a good time.
it brought us here. We met
Right.
each other and here we
Yeah.
are.
Here
Yeah.
we are. Well, they didn't pay for that degree, but
Ah, okay.
the other one,
Okay.
yeah. I paid for that through my own blood, sweat, and tears. God.
How you suffered. If you could have seen her suffering, everyone passing out in bushes.
What? Oh, I do remember that one party. Yeah,
Oh gosh, the agony.
I know. Anyway, okay, General Hospital, what do you want to say about Friday? What
Well,
else? Did we?
Well, we also had, I mean, yeah, it was kind of a strained episode. Like you had Alexis and Christina
Alexis
initially,
and Christina, yeah, and then
and
Alexis and
Alexis,
Diane
yeah,
briefly, and
Alexis
then
seemed very tortured with Christina, didn't she?
yeah, yeah, um, yeah. She seems stressed, and Christina. It's like Christina's kind of like had calmed down, but she also to me seems like she's celebrating a lot of ugly feelings in herself right now.
Yeah, she's kind of wearing like her grief like a badge or something, and like
Yeah,
it gives her sort of a
yeah,
free pass to behave, however she
yeah.
wants to anybody.
And it's like it's making her a little self-righteous about
Yeah.
anybody
Mhm.
else's grief or anybody else's
Mhm.
experience. I just wish one time somebody would stop her from calling the baby Adela.
Yeah, that makes me sort of cringe when she does that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just just to show respect for
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of like that storyline, and also now Joss's, and I guess even Dante, like any story where there's like a major loss, a death, it seems like the writers need to keep in mind like what that's going to do to all the characters who are affected by it, because it takes some serious writing and acting to carry that kind of story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Are
I
you feeling like those character like you don't feel like Joss is carrying that weight
well,
well
I
or
know that actor could handle, whatever lines they gave her, but it seems like they don't know what to have her say or do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's just kind of going through like her a regular day almost.
I know, and then she came down like dressed for the party, and I thought, yeah,
Yeah,
shouldn't she be like
curled up
in
in a
sweat,
ball.
curled up in a ball, like weeping, and be
Yeah,
coaxed to come down to the party or something? But yeah,
so
um, it did seem a little like not like she was making light of it or anything, but
just being
um,
like a little too like okay.
and I
Uh,
thought the making up with Sunny. I'm kind of jumping ahead to another scene, but the
that's
making up
okay.
with Sunny seemed um like they just did that to make it a Christmassy episode or something. Like I just didn't
Yeah.
feel like like Joss's character would truly be there yet.
Right. That was all. Yeah, that was very tidy. And that could have been another sort of a heart wrenching scene. And even if they didn't get to
Yeah.
that place of peace, but just to hash it out a little bit, that would have
Yeah,
been
and they made
pretty
Sunny kind of
interesting.
play it a little light with the grin and the dimples and
Yeah.
it was a little
Yeah. Yeah.
like tied up with a bow just for Christmas, I felt
hmm
like.
Yeah. And that seemed like sort of a strange move because a lot of other parts of that episode weren't tied up with a bow. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So why they chose that, I don't know. Um, And then you had Diane trying to get Alexis to go away. That also seemed a little weird.
Yeah, I did like that they actually had Diane come by. I thought that was
Hmm
finally, a little more realistic that she would be checking on her friend on a holiday time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I guess
but
so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want, but it's not what I'm getting.
you want more magic. How
I don't.
about
Yeah.
any of the shenanigans at Nina's apartment?
Well,
What did you
that
make of it?
was a bit better. I think Ava is a very good person to have around in a
Yeah,
situation
I
like
always
that.
like the Ava and Nina show.
Yeah, yeah,
They can
right.
bring it.
They can. They've got the chops, and Ava. Like I like the way they sort of don't pull any punches. They just kind of tell it like it is.
Yeah, and I love watching like Nina get all like buggy eyed and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
very funny. She's really very
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So yeah,
Um,
that was better. Willow's kind of disgusting now, isn't she?
the two of them like starting to spin the whole affair
Yeah.
in their own
Yeah.
minds into they're the injured parties in this whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like give me a break. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, that's a good word to use, spinning it, because yeah, and I every time like Willow mentions how Michael withheld the video or acted like everything was fine, it kind of seems, like, well, he was hoping you would come clean,
Yeah, he tried to lure her into admitting it quite a few times, if I remember.
Yeah, yeah, I think he was hoping. Don't you think he was sort of hoping that she would choose honesty?
Yeah, I think that was the usual that's kind of a soap opera trope, but
Yeah, yeah.
giving somebody you sort of set somebody up so
Yeah,
that they
maybe
can't.
you think he was hoping she would fail that test?
No, I don't think he was hoping she would fail, but it's just that they're always
Mhm.
exploring that, like, if you just tell the truth instead of
Yeah,
lying,
yeah.
everything's gonna be all
Right,
right.
right, right. Yeah.
Sort of
Uh-huh.
that old moral,
Yeah.
and it's like, would
Mhm.
it? I don't know if it would necessarily, but that
Yeah.
no, I don't. I believe that character wanted that marriage to work,
Yeah. Mhm.
but I don't. I think they're all getting past it now. Um,
Yeah, which is too bad that they're sort of artificially jumping ahead, to this place where Willow's allowing herself to believe that Drew might be the better man for her,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think I mean, I feel like having that actor talk about them turning into a power couple lets us sort of know maybe
Mhm.
where they're headed with this, that they are going to have them explore being a couple, which is going to be just unbearable, I feel like.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I mean, you think Nina and Sunny were being pariahs around town when they were together.
Right.
Like, imagine Drew and Willow trying to go into the
Yeah.
Metro Court or where, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now, yeah, she thinks sort of so little of Michael now because of what she's decided she learned about, Aurora and stuff like
Oh,
that,
right. Yeah, that too. And it's like, really? Like that
Yeah.
yeah, I think she's just in a bit of a fever here, a fugue state,
Yeah.
if you will.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
she's everything she's learning, she's, using to back up what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
which it really
Right.
all just relates to Pants' feelings.
Pants feelings, at the end of the day, that's what they have, is just
Yeah,
pants feelings. Yeah.
Pants' feelings.
Hmm.
Well, but
Yeah.
maybe they share just being scummy characters. Like,
Maybe. Yeah. I wonder, I would like to sort of have that relationship, if they're going to sort of pursue it, get to a point where Willow really does start to feel scummy.
she should be feeling that already.
Yeah. I know.
But
I
right,
know.
but yeah, she doesn't seem she's justifying what she's done and
Yeah,
what she
because
plans to do. And I guess that's what we all do to some degree.
yeah.
We do what we want to do, and then we back it all up in our own mind with,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever
Um
makes us feel better. But
right, right. But it does seem like, well, initially it was Drew who was sort of steering this whole ship, in a certain direction, and now she's helping. She's the co-pilot.
yeah,
Um,
right. She seems just as into this whole thing as he does now.
hmm. Yeah,
But yeah, what a
but
cozy little Christmas they're having there. And
yeah,
Rick thrown in the mix, and I was like, oh
yeah,
no, they're going for the kiss with Ava. I'm like, I don't know
ugh.
how I feel about that. Yucky.
Yeah. I don't
Well, I
know.
do know how I feel. I feel yucky about it.
I think I do too. I think that's a little lazy to put those two together. Even, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe they would, like, just because they're both alone, and maybe they're just feeling like, why not? Maybe have a little fun. I don't know.
yeah. I really want to see her with somebody worthy. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know who
like,
that would be at
yeah.
this point.
Hmm. Yeah, well, speaking of worthy, um, Jack and Carly were sort of getting back to their place where they
Their flirty
seemed,
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, where they seemed pretty well suited to each other. But then I thought, why bring him to Sonny's? Is she really trying to provoke everybody?
Um. Yeah, and it didn't seem like she's doing that to like throw. I don't think she was trying to throw it in anybody's face.
No,
You
but
know,
she must have known this wasn't going to work out
it
well,
wasn't gonna. Yeah,
right?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just again, maybe goes back to pants feelings.
People, when they have the strong pants feelings, they don't make good decisions.
Right,
Is that
right.
what you're saying in a
I
nutshell?
think so. Even old people. I mean, like I feel like that's more of a younger person's game, but I think even
Hmm.
old people are guided
Yeah.
by these pants feelings.
Yeah, I think that's
Um,
true. Hmm. Yep. Like
so
Robert apparently had pants feelings for Holly and just
yeah,
blew
yeah,
off everything else.
yep. Um, oh yeah, we had some more Sasha action today.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Um,
Nothing too consequential, just
right.
the bringing of Cody. I thought James did another fine job today
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
being. I believe that this is a child named James. I don't see him like I don't see him reading off cue cards or seeming too
Right.
wooden or like he's
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he would get the daytime Emmy of all the kids on the show
right
easily. Yeah,
so far. I don't
yeah.
know. Is Charlotte has she aged out of the kid category yet? 'Cause-
Well, it seems like the kid category goes all the way up to like 18 or 19 or something. It's kind of a stupid range,
Yeah, because
you
I
know?
thought Charlotte. I mean, it was a lot earlier in the year, but
Yeah,
her sort of turn to the dark side when she was
yeah. She's
torching Anna's house and everything.
chilling.
She was yeah,
Yeah.
very like horror movie chilling, like
Yeah, yeah. She could do a horror movie.
yeah,
Hmm.
or an equestrian kind of based movie, like
I guess there's no reason why it couldn't be both, right?
yeah. It brings to mind a movie called International Velvet. Do you remember that? Do you remember like there was National Velvet, and then
Yeah.
later there was a book and a movie called International Velvet with Tatum
Yes.
O'Neal. Do you remember that?
Yes. I do remember that, Gia. And I feel like you've been sitting there like all night waiting for your
No, I
opening.
just thought of it. I just thought of it, and I was thinking about how much I loved it, and I loved that the
Yeah.
book and the movie really lined up nicely. Like I always
Oh,
hated as a
okay.
kid when they took
Mhm.
liberties,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you'd have these beloved books, and then the movie
Mhm.
would ruin it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true of adult books too. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, so okay. But
Did
that
you
wasn't a
ever see the Bob Dylan movie? Like,
chimney. Welcome. Happy holidays. There's so many documentaries, biographies, like about all these singers and stuff. Now, I'm not sure.
yeah.
I think that's like a necessary sort of genre. Is
Well,
that too much? Is
um,
that too controversial a statement?
it's a little bit stupid, but no. No, it just goes to show how different we all are because I like
Uh-huh.
seek out music documentaries,
Yeah, yeah.
like on
Uh-huh.
Hulu and stuff. I'm like, oh, that even if it's like not a group I'm all that into, it's just an interesting.
Is it because you're a rocker?
I don't know. Like I told you about the We Are the World one that I
Yep, yep.
I
And then you
watched.
watch the yacht rock thing, and you've also though
Yeah,
you watched like
and
Martha Stewart. You like the sort of biopic. It
I
seems
do
like.
like the biopic pretty well, and the some
Mm-hmm.
of them are just like because it I don't I've overused zeitgeist, but just the zeitgeist of the time is
Uh
so
huh. Uh huh.
evident. But
Yeah.
can I just give you one more little tidbit about the Bob Dylan movie, and then I'll shut up about it?
Okay. Sure. As long as you're
So for
past International Velvet, I'm good.
I think I am. It just gave me a warm fuzzy for a minute, but in the Bob Dylan movie, the guy that my husband and I worked for a while here that made custom harmonica
Oh
parts.
yeah, yeah. The Blue Moon guy, or
Yeah, he
uh huh.
provided some of the harmonicas for that movie,
Oh
and I think he
wow.
must have provided like historically accurate because there
Uh
weren't
huh.
these jazzed up versions that they
Yeah.
have now,
Uh
but
huh.
they
Uh
probably
huh.
would have been Marine band. So I'm very interested to
Mm-hmm.
see that part of the.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So there.
You showed
A
me.
little bit like the Kevin Bacon game, you know? Like,
Yeah, 6 degrees of separation from a harmonica. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Or I guess Bob Dylan.
yeah.
Yeah. You feel like you're pretty close to Bob Dylan, do you?
A little bit, yep.
Uh huh.
I've been
Okay.
learning a few Dylan songs lately.
Have you? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I like some of those Jacob Dylan songs.
Ooh, I do too. I really do.
Yeah.
You
Do you
mean
have
Jacob Dylan or the
well,
Wallflowers? I like both.
the wallflowers? I guess I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's had an interesting solo career after that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the Wallflowers a lot. Some of the solo stuff gets a little sleepy,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Wallflower. He had some. Speaking of celebrating ugly feelings, he has some really mean lyrics.
Does he? I guess the songs I'm thinking of weren't ugly lyrics, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
okay. All
I'll
right.
find you some ugly lyrics ones and send them.
Oh, that sounds like something I'd look forward to receiving.
I know you so well.
Lose my number.
Okay, well, what else happened today that we haven't covered?
Well, let's go back to Sasha a little bit.
Okay.
So she had a little chat with Michael where she seemed to be on the verge almost of telling
Yeah,
him.
she felt bad for him, and yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Do you think she will tell him that she's pregnant with his child soon, or I mean, he's going to figure it out, right?
Yeah, isn't he? Unless she can convincingly lie and say that very next night I slept with some stranger, and
Right.
because obviously the timing of it is gonna
Yeah.
tip
Yeah.
him off.
So
Um,
right. And yeah, I don't know. I don't envy her because as soon as she starts showing, everybody's going to be starting to guess who the father
right,
is.
right, yeah, yeah.
So
It's gonna
that'll
be a
be
little,
awkward.
yeah. Tracy will be on her
Oh
case.
boy, yeah, that's going to be rough.
Do we have
Um,
any sense of why Tracy despises her so much?
hmm. Well, initially we thought it was because she was somehow jealous of her relationship with Cody,
With
right?
Cody, right?
But
But that
now,
we're all past that now, and
yeah, yeah. So I'm
she's
not
still just
sure.
on her case. And if she wanted to chew her out about the gingerbread house, that like
That,
I could
yeah,
get
she
behind that.
deserves.
I could
Yeah.
get behind that, or like the hors d'oeuvre trays from
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah,
party. That was ridiculous. But
yeah. But not
but
the
maybe never
eggs.
mind. I think I'm on Tracy's side on this.
Now that you think about it,
Now that I
Sasha's
think
really
about it, she's
she's
a little bit
terrible.
subpar.
Subpar, yeah, yeah. Well, it seemed like when she spoke up to Tracy at the church, Tracy respected that a little bit. So maybe there's going to be a bit of a shift. I
A
don't know.
shift. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, so we had that, and then I liked when Sasha came over to Maxie's house. I like that she has Maxie kind of as her confidant, to talk about
Yeah.
the pregnancy stuff. Like Maxie seems like completely non-judgmental,
Right. Right. Yeah.
which I'm sure Sasha appreciates. So it's good that she has Maxie.
Yeah. She's just supporting her as a
Hmm.
pregnant woman in a bit
Hmm.
of a pickle here.
Yeah, in a
Um,
pickle. Yeah. So
and I
that
mean, and
was nice.
Maxie's pulled all kinds of tricks with her
Yeah,
pregnancy.
so she knows
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
doesn't have any right to judge her.
I wasn't sure how I felt about Maxie's outfit today. The like all black ensemble with the sort of bedazzled
Hmm.
sweatshirty thing. She
Yeah,
seems to favor the little bedazzled
she
jacket.
does, doesn't she? Yeah.
Doesn't seem age appropriate for her. She's much too young to be
Hmm.
in the bedazzled wear, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She's been on this show so long. I don't know how old is she supposed to be now? 30 something maybe?
30s, I'm
Is she that?
guessing.
Yeah, I guess so. Right?
But I associate bedazzled wear with people more like our age.
Do you?
Like, kind of once you've given up,
Are you
but
giving up?
But like, say you have to go to a Christmas party or whatever, then
Yeah,
you'd
you
like
just
you
dust
do the
off
smoke and
your.
mirrors thing by
Uh-huh.
like, oh, they'll look at the glittery,
That'll blind
whatever.
them and they won't
Yeah.
see what's happening above and below.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I see. I see. Little fashion tip from Gia, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Gia. Um, I guess that's
No.
possible. No, maybe. I was thinking, Maxie, who I think every time we see her, she delivers. We always enjoy Maxie. I
Yes.
almost feel like she deserves to have like a prime time show. I think she's good enough that she could make that leap to
I
like,
think so. I mean, there's
you
lots
know,
of sort of sassy actors in prime time that she'd
yeah, yeah.
probably even sharper than.
Yeah, I think she'd be great. Like a lot, like I like Kristen Bell's choices a lot for her. The shows she's been on, Veronica Mars. She has a show on Netflix now that's good, and The Good Place. And I feel like Maxie, that actor, could be right there next to her doing shows like
Yeah.
that.
I
So
haven't
that's
seen those, but
yeah,
I associate her with kind of like a do you remember what's it called? Two Broke Girls?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She's
that
better than they are, I think, or at least
yeah,
the
but you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that kind of
yeah,
sass and
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. So, I mean, maybe she must like this gig because she's been at it for a long time. But
forever, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
But
I
yeah,
think
she
she's
is always good.
always a delight. Yep. Oh, we had Laura again at the tree lighting.
Oh right, and Trina meeting up
Trina
with
and
the
Kai.
football player, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
she's talk about pants feelings, talk about miniskirt feelings.
she's
She's
just
totally
about on the
gonna
verge of
turn
throwing
around.
herself at him,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
she? Which
They could be a cute couple, I think, you
they
know?
could be. Yeah, they could be. Yeah, I just don't know why she had to do a complete 180, from who she was before to
Right.
this like,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
mooning young lady. She could have been somewhere in between, I think,
Right. Yeah,
but
I agree. And I don't know why they have to that seems like another trope that hating each
mhm.
other first until they
Yeah,
can really
yeah.
fall for each
Mhm.
other.
Mhm.
Um,
And she was so hard on him. It was like it wasn't like a fun kind of like,
no, it was
you know.
harsh. It was dark.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. But
But
we'll give them a little space and see what happens.
yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. He's okay. I mean, he's kind of
Mhm.
he's believable to me as a college boy. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And I hope he continues to be like a decent guy.
Right. Right.
He
Yeah.
seems like he is, but we know
There are decent
characters.
college boys out
Yeah.
there.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Yep,
know a few
Cam.
decent
Cam's
college
a
boys. Oh,
decent college boy.
Cam, lovely Cam. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Do you
Yeah, we have the Rice Plaza. You know who I thought of today that I hadn't thought of in so long, and you and I vowed we would not forget her, but we did.
Heather?
No, when Laura was her aide came over to take her to
Oh, right.
and I
Yeah.
can't even think of her name now, but the aide
Mhm.
to Laura that,
Mhm.
had the dog and
Yeah.
was killed. And what was her
Right.
name?
I want to say Eileen, but is that
I think that might be right. I think you might be right. Are you sneaking the Prevagen without me?
No, no.
Where's my bottle of Prevagen? I
We
can't
could
remember.
embark on another experiment if you like.
Well, I'm doing my krill oil experiment, but how will we know?
Right.
It's another thing where we won't, the
We
proof's
don't
in
have
the
a
pudding, but
baseline.
the pudding isn't really like until you're almost dead. So,
Right, right. When they sort of scoop out our brains and look at them under a microscope.
right, right.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, which I don't know. Like, will either one of us be around to know about our brains being scooped out? Probably not.
So I'm not sure what you're saying, but do you think each of us
I'm
should wear a
saying,
necklace or something that says, if you start to scoop out my brain, please call Keisha,
call my
because she
friend
would like
Keisha.
to know what you find.
She wants to
And
know.
if there's a worm, definitely give her a
Like,
call.
yeah, this is going to be a bunch of krill. I don't even know what krill look like, but you know what I picture? And this makes it fun for me. Um, do you, do you remember how you could order those sea monkeys?
Yeah, and you soak them in
Like
water or
I picture
something.
the little sea monkey families that
Mhm.
I always wanted those, and I don't think my
Yeah,
parents would let me there because they were like, it's a scam. I'm like, no, but
yeah.
look at the little family. Like
Hmm.
I think one of them is wearing a turtleneck or something. They're like,
So you think those are in your head?
I think they're yes, yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
They're up there scrubbing away at the plaque
Okay.
with
At the
whatever it
plaque in
is.
your head. Okay.
There maybe they're like those like bottom feeding fish that do kind of that plankton removal,
Uh
like
huh. Uh huh.
that
Okay.
like everybody plays a part in the ocean system,
Right. Right.
and maybe that's what we need to do with our brains is get some of those
Hmm.
like catfish, I think. Aren't those catfish that kind of
Okay. Yeah.
cruise around and clean things up on the bottom a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's lovely, Gia.
Is that a nice image?
Yeah. You're giving us a lot to think about tonight.
I had one more medical thing that I learned the other day from Googling, but I feel like we probably got to talk about hospital again first, and then maybe.
So you're just gonna leave us hanging.
Okay, I'll tell you. So
Okay.
I told you I told everybody that I had my vaccines recently, my flu and my
Yes.
COVID one, and
Hmm.
I have noticed when I have those vaccines and when I catch a cold that
Yeah.
like the night before. Not the night before a vaccine, it's an after effect. But anyway, the night
Hmm.
before I get sick, I have noticed in retrospect that I get kind of agitated.
Huh.
And I'm like, what is that about? And you'd think that would be the opposite, like you'd be. And I'm like, but I've noticed it enough that it's like a pattern of when I fall ill the next day, I've been kind of agitated the night before. So I
Huh.
looked it up. I'm like, and there is this thing that happens in your body releases cytokines, I think it was called. With a
Okay.
C.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a thing that's sending out like an immune system, like alert, alert, like
Uh-huh.
telling
Hmm.
you that you need to you need to slow down or you need to, like it's like an alert system kind of thing that
Okay.
some people will feel.
I see. That's
And so I wasn't
interesting.
imagining it.
Uh-huh. That's interesting that you were aware of it.
Well, because I'm pretty old now, and I'm like, this is weird.
But so it was like a next level kind of agitation.
From my normal agitated state. Yes, yes, it was. And like in a bad mood, agitated kind of
Yeah.
agitated.
Yeah. Huh.
And I
Okay.
noticed that with my COVID thing. Like the next day, I was like, God, I'm like feel sleepy and dopey, but also kind of restless and agitated. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it passes, of course. It's not any big.
Yeah,
Um,
sure it does. Uh-huh.
okay, that's it. That's all the medical news
All
I have
right.
for today.
Well, that's more food for thought. Thank you, Gia.
You're welcome. I do what I
Hmm.
can.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure
Was there
do.
anything else? We just have the one episode, so all this filler that's why it's happening.
That's why.
Yeah, yeah,
Today, that's why.
yeah, yeah.
Other times, we can't explain why it happens.
Yeah, did we have any other action of note?
Oh, well, I was thinking, sorry, were you going to say something?
Nope.
Okay. Back to Rice Plaza and Laura. I'm wondering, like, is Cyrus gonna crash the tree lighting ceremony or something? It felt like there
Something.
was
Yeah,
some
why
sense
he's
of
radio
foreboding.
silent and nobody's
Yeah,
talking about him, and they should
yeah,
be.
They should be. They definitely
Yeah.
should be. Yeah. So I don't know. Just wondering about that.
I did like the interaction between Laura and Trina in the plaza
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
she told her that both that Spencer would want her to be happy, but also pointing out how she was a person who'd had more than one big love in her life.
Yeah, I
I
think
thought
that
that was
definitely
nice.
right. Because otherwise, people would say, you'll meet somebody and it wouldn't have any meaning. But with Laura,
Yeah,
having
like
had that experience, it does sort of give it
yeah,
some weight. Yeah, that was nice.
some
I thought too.
gravitas. Yeah,
Gravitas. Yes.
gravitas. Yeah,
Bonjour. Yes.
I like gravitas on my mashed potatoes.
I think he just sort of undid whatever sort of points you earned.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like that's kind of all I've got about the episode.
hmm
It was an okay episode.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't like over the top bad or over the top good. It was,
Right. It was sort of the pre-holiday episodes, and the holiday ones are always a little hokey, right? If
right,
they
because
really.
they gotta bring in the holiday. And I do think they're gonna do one of their goofy like
Ugh,
Christmas Carol like
probably everybody like at the hospital with the little kids and stuff like that.
that
Maybe.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
or no, I meant like where they do something where they literally go into some It's a Wonderful Life scenario
Oh,
or something, or
maybe there were
yeah,
little experimental episodes.
yeah. Where do you
Yes.
stand on It's a Wonderful Life? Have we talked about that?
We have, and I've never been able to sit through that whole movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're one of those, right? Okay.
And I know I need to try again, but I don't know if I will this year.
I think you've built up kind of a hardened shell, and so I don't know.
Maybe you think
I
it's
don't think
not going
it's
to
going to
work
go
on me
through. I don't think it's going to work on you. I think you needed to see it
when
earlier.
okay, it's too late for me.
Well, you've had too many people tell you that you need to see it, so
Oh, maybe that's true. Yeah.
the build up, and you're going to be like, "What the fuck," Ugh.
Yeah, possibly, Gia. Hmm.
But
Anyway.
yeah, it's like when my brother and I told his younger wife, younger than both of us, um, that she had to see Planet of the Apes, and we sat her down. We
Oh
all
God.
watched Planet of the Apes together, the first one, and we're both like quoting lines as if it's
Oh my
rocking hard,
God, this
you
poor
know.
woman.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
she didn't like it at all, and we were like,
yeah.
"What?" We were incredulous. We kept being
Uh,
like, "Get your paws off me, you goddamn dirty ape!"
oh my God, I should reach out to her.
So
Oh dear.
I'm gonna be seeing her in a matter of hours here. So maybe I'll bring that up and we see if we can watch it again, like a Christmas
And give her
tradition.
my number if she needs to talk to someone.
Okay, yeah. So if she's younger than me, that means she's quite a bit younger than you.
I'll let you have that when she.
But anyway, yeah, I just wonder if hospital's going to do one of the like. Remember when they
Yeah.
did that, like the voting one with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
women's right to vote?
Yeah.
Oh, like they
Uh
seem to
huh.
like to do that over these big, which is probably
Yeah.
really fun for them
I
to do
guess
those.
so. I would find it sort of embarrassing, but they do seem to really
Well,
enjoy it.
I think so many of them have these other skills, like
Yeah.
singing and
Yeah.
dancing or whatever. That's a chance for
hmm
them to
Right.
sort of
Right.
explore those.
Yeah. And maybe they get those like period costumes at a discount, so it's
You always bring it
like
back
they
around to
raid the
that
Little House
concept.
on the Prairie wardrobe or something. And
Well, what I hope for Christmas scenes is, I don't know, like Drew with a big bowl of eggnog dumped over his head or something,
yeah, or maybe like some real like serious food poisoning, so he has diarrhea for like the whole episode. Right?
And that would just show him in a real different light to Willow, and she'd be like,
Yeah, I think he wouldn't
yeah.
be quite as hot to her.
There's nothing like when you're first married and the first time you like both get the flu together or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, we're really in this together now. Good times.
Yeah, I imagine that's true, Gia. I would
I mean,
wouldn't
later you're
know.
like whatever, you know. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
early
Huh.
on, you've tried to shield each other from bodily functions, and it's
Right. How long does that last, or is it just like does it
like
stop
a
as soon as
week,
the first major?
like a week. Well, it depends on if you can afford to live someplace with more than one bathroom, you know.
Right, right.
It's like
Yeah. Right.
so.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, not maybe the first year.
Yeah.
I can't really remember.
Right. And if like it's possible that you wouldn't have suffered any major illnesses for a while. So whenever that first illness occurs is kind of
Yeah,
out of your hands a little bit.
yeah. I just remember both of us having something really bad early on, and it was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is ugly.
Mhm.
Anyway,
uh,
that's a really horrible like thing to end on for a kind of a
I
pre-Christmas
I guess you're right.
podcast. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that.
I don't
You
know what
brought it on with
happened.
the Drew scenario,
I
but
I'm not I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in wanting something like that to happen to him.
I
So,
think that Nina's secret about sleeping with Drew is gonna like come out somehow when everybody's
mhm.
around, and Willow will
Yeah.
be. Who will she be mad at? Both, or just
Or
Nina, or just Drew? Or like,
or will she
I
sort
don't
of
know.
explain it away? I don't know. Or will it just sort of plant a seed that will make her suddenly uneasy about everything, you know?
I hope so. Or maybe she'll make a big show out of sticking by Drew, but then we'll see that there are cracks in
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
resolve about it or something.
Right. Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. I really do like how fierce Nina's being about
Mhm.
her daughter now.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're
I
seeing
agree.
the sides of Nina that we can like.
Yeah, I mean, she
Um,
was genuinely like just touched that Willow was grateful to have her,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so yeah, that was nice.
That was kind of nice, and I like that apartment setting. I like her.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, but I like the sort of Art Deco deal that's
Mhm.
happening there.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, it is like a sort of Christmas vomit kind of thing
Yeah, it
happening.
is.
And
Yeah.
now we're
Uh-huh.
back to the bodily functions. We should probably quit when we're ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll pull the
All right.
plug on
Well,
this one.
everybody, enjoy your holidays, and we'll be back with you as soon as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. End of next week. It looks like, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Okay.
figure it out.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Happy holidays. Safe travels. Anybody who's
Thank you.
traveling, including
Oh,
Gia.
yes. Yep.
Yeah. I was talking about
Everybody
you.
else too. Yeah. Everybody who's traveling, including Santa. Yeah.
Yes. Santa. Safe travels to Santa.
Check out the NORAD.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and you have a happy time too, and I'll be talking to you, I'm sure,
Yeah.
on
Okay,
Christmas.
Gia. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.